Hello there, how's it going? Welcome back to Crafters TV. It is so very nearly the weekend. You know, the weekend when the real me comes alive. Whoop, whoop. I can't wait. Colour Me Happy is always one of our favourite shows of the week because, well, we get to sit down and do a bit of colouring in. Let's face it. Don't forget as well, this week, because we are in the midst of our festive event, everyone can get the aqua pens. Now these are fantastic. These sell like hotcakes. $12.99, $25.95 in the US. These should be. Everyone that's got £30 or $30 worth of product in their cart or their basket, these will appear and you can get them for free. 10% of our free gift has already gone. Now I am not alone. No. The queen of the colouring herself is here. How are you, Leanne?
Well, I'm very well, thank you, Joe. I'm very happy it's Friday, thank Crunchy. I've been planning my dinner and my bottle of wine already. But before any of that can happen, we've got some fabulous examples and some fabulous tutorials with our Illustrator markers. And this is the sort of thing you can expect to be able to achieve when you get your Illustrator markers home. They really are exceptional markers, and you'll be able to get all of this depth, all of this shade, all of this texture. I mean, just look at that. To be able to do something like that is truly amazing. So yeah, we're going to do a masterclass, as you know, this Colour Me Happy, and we're just going to learn all about illustrators.
It's going to be fantastic. We've got some great deals coming out for you on the show. Wonderful. Whether you want to just dip your toe in with our illustrators or whether you're going to go all out, we've got something for everyone on this show. So let me just dive right in and show you. Let's have a look at that starter kit firstly. So the starter kit is fantastic. You've got 36 markers within here. Everything you need to get started. You've got some pen storage there. You've also got a stamp and you've got an ink pad too, the correct ink pad that you need. 36 markers, $74.99 or $119.95. Everyone gets that free gift. Now, craft hard or go home. That's what we say a lot of the time. And this is the case. If you have been waiting for our Illustrator markers to come back in stock, if you've been waiting for this big bundle, because we carry all of these individually all the time on our website. However, it's not really often we bring these mega bundles to you. You've got over 20% off. Everyone's going to get free shipping and handling or free postage and packaging. You can all use your Club Inspire discount. I'll talk more about that as we go through the show. This is the one that a lot of you have been waiting for. 10% of this one has already gone as well. So just on the pre-sale alone, we're going to have a very busy show today. Now, your last chance on a few different items. These are one of them. These are our Crafter's Companion photopolymer stamps. These are our heroes that we are talking about. And it's all about thanking our NHS frontline workers and all of our frontline care workers. 20% of the sale of these will go to the World Health Organization's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, which is a fantastic global charity, which is great, but the stock is very limited. I think these will sell out in this show today. They work great with your markers. A couple of other bits that I'll show you later if we get time, but I am worried about stock on, so I thought we'd give you a heads up early doors. This is a 12 by 12 Totally Tiffany paper handler. You'll see this in more detail later. If you've been thinking about it and you want it, it's probably time to get yourself stocked up on that one. We've also got it in the A4 or the US letter. Very busy there too. I'll show you these in more detail as we go through. $5.99 or $7.49. Right, you know the free downloads are always fun, but even more so this week because this happened. Look at this chap here, the free download. I'm fearing though people are going to start turning these into masks and wearing them everywhere they go, which would be so scary. Loads of you have been sending me in the ones that you coloured in of these. I'd love you to colour it in, and then what I'd love you to do is actually physically send it to me here at Crafter's Companion. I will pop the address for anything if you want to send them to us over on Facebook after the show. There are if you don't fancy colouring me in, that's a bit scary. There are some other pages in the download this week as well. Pop yourself across crafterscompanion.co.uk /colour-me happy. It's along the bottom there. Now, the 2 founding members of the Joe Remnants fan club, the only 2 members, have had the download and been colouring in. Look at this, the adorable Charlie and Oliver have been colouring me in at home. Oh, and someone's found the Totally Tiffany project board there as well. Just adorable. Do you want to see their masterpieces? I've got them here in the studio. Look at this one. Fantastic. A little bit Andy Warhol here from Oliver. A little abstract. Charlie, I think he wants me to be the Joker, is what I've decided, but I absolutely love them. Thank you so much, boys. They are absolutely wonderful. So I can't wait to see how many others we get sent in. I think I might just put them all on a wall somewhere. It will be fabulous, but a bit sort of spooky at the same time. The rotating design board. Now, this did sell out. We have got a very small amount of these in stock. $15.99 or $19.99. Leanne's going to be using this all the way through. However, I don't think the stock will last all the way through that we have. I say Leanne, but she doesn't look like Leanne at the moment. Do you know what? We would only have to get these blown up slightly to make them into masks.
Well, that's just because I've got a big head. My head is a lot bigger than it should be because I've been eating my body weight in cake. However, I am absolutely making Joe Remnants masks to take out with me when I go out. I mean, now you see me, now you don't. We need that blown up. I want a proper, nice, big Joe Remnants mask. I love that. I think it's fantastic.
Loads of you have been emailing your pictures of me coloured in. I love it. You can definitely do that. Today is the day to send your pictures in. Whether you're colouring along with us, whether you want to share with us pictures that you've already coloured in, you can get social with us along the bottom of the screen there. If you want to email us your pictures, then studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to do that, and we'll show those for you as we go through the show. Any comments that you've got whatsoever, any questions about these markers? Leanne is going to spend sort of the first 30 minutes of the show really taking us through why we need these, letting you know where they sit within the other ranges that we bring you, because you can absolutely use these side by side with your other markers. If you had the tri-blends, yes, there's a place for these in your stash as well. If you've got colour blend, there's also a place for these in your stash too. 10% of the starter kit has gone, 10% of the main collection has also sold out and gone. We're going to have a very, very busy show. Right, are you ready, Leanne?
I'm ready!
She's ready!
Right, Illustrator. What is Illustrator all about? Illustrator is our amazing alcohol marker with a beautiful vinyl polymer brush nib with exquisite quality ink, which is made in the UK, and the nibs made in Japan. So you've got absolute artist quality premium marker, which is going to allow you to achieve the results that I'm going to show you here, but achieve them effortlessly. So you've got amazing quality with no compromise on performance, but at a very, very good price. So they compete in terms of performance and use with the highest quality, most expensive alcohol markers that are out there on the marketplace. You don't have to pay that, but you get exactly the same performance. They are exceptional quality. These are the sorts of things that you can expect to be able to colour and the sort of results you're going to be able to get with your marker. This I adore because it is so incredibly subtle, but in so incredibly 3D. And then you're going to be able to get beautiful fur-like texture. You're going to be able to get colour ombres and changes and mixes, and you're going to be able to get movement in your designs. Here's another example of beautiful movement in a design where you can see with her hair and the wings and the way she's moving. This is just completely glorious. Look at that hair and skin texture. You're going to get beautiful depth of colour that you can see there, and you're going to get amazing realism. So all of those types of effects are going to be very, very easy for you to achieve. Why is it that you can get those results so effortlessly with an Illustrator marker? It's all about the nibs. So I just want to explain to you exactly what an Illustrator. I'm having a real problem with my pronunciation today. Ask Joe.
You need some Frexionette. That's what it is.
I need some Frexionette champagne in my life. That's what I need. And so we're going to have a look now, and you can see that we've got this brush marker indicated here and a very fine nib here. So if I take the caps off, here we've got the nib that does all of the amazing soft work for you, and I'm going to tell you how you use that in just a second. That's your beautiful vinyl polymer soft brush nib. And then on the other side, we've got a super fine, super detailed bullet nib. This is much finer and much more detailed than the bullet nib in our tri-blend and the bullet nib in the Classique marker. It is a different size and shape to give you a different result. Okay, so they're the two nibs that come in. Now these markers are refillable if you want to refill them. So once you've bought the marker, you don't need to buy it again. You can get our refills from the website and you can just refill it when you want to refill it. You remove the brush nib, pop the ink in, pop the brush nib back, and you're done. It is incredibly simple to do, just with a little pipette system. Why is the nib so fabulously important? Well, let me show you. And I've got my rotating board here. I love this board, Jo.
It's great, isn't it?
I've just been standing, whizzing it round and playing with it. But actually, when you see me start to come to do my colouring, if you're a colourist, you need this board in your life, and you'll realise it when you see what I start doing with it. Now, here we go with our brush tip. This is the first thing I want you to do when you get it home. You need to practice your flicking, and that's so important. Now, to practice your flicking, you need to anchor your wrist on to the table or onto your board, whatever it is you're colouring onto. Hold your pen vertical and then flick out. And so you see, I'm not actually lifting my hand from the table to do that. I'm keeping my hand on the table, and all I'm doing is flicking my wrist. So I'm flicking in this way, and actually the shot, the close-up shot is amazing. So you can see that my hand stays anchored and my fingers do the flicking. And that gets me this beautiful soft taper that you can see here, which is what gives you all of that fabulous depth and dimension in your colouring. And when we look at that from above, and you can see that, you can see those amazing flicks in place and how we can build them up. Now, varying the angle of your marker will allow you to vary the size and width of the flick. So keeping it high gives me little small beautiful detailed flicks, which I might want to do for smaller stamps, fur, some hair. But if I want some lovely big sweeping soft flicks, I just angle my marker down through any degree you want, because with the level you angle it will vary the width of the flick you can achieve. So you see, I'm just moving it up, I'm moving the angle up, and it varies the width of that flick. I can get, by going really flat, amazing soft long brush strokes, which allow me to get all of that amazing texture and colour, which is what we've managed to achieve with her hair here, angling the width of the stroke to get that lovely, lovely movement. So that is your brush nib, and it's what I'm going to be saying to you constantly during the course of the next 2 hours about your flicking and your texture. So practice that with one of the pens in the starter kit. When you get it home, when you've got your flicks down, you're good to colour anything. The fine tip also allows you to do little flicks and little texture, but it also allows you to fill in tiny little details, because it's a super, super fine bullet tip. And you see, I can change the width again by keeping it vertical, as I've done there. So vertical thin line, angle it, and I can get a thicker line. So it really is just about angling your marker in the direction you want to go. Okay, so that is what an Illustrator marker is all about. Now, how do we apply that then? So we've learned our flicking. How do we then apply that to an image? This is my favourite image to demonstrate this for you, because what it does do is show you how easily and effortlessly you can achieve this. So I'm taking 3 of my markers from the starter collection that we've got there, and I'm going with EB2, EB4 and EB6, which is natural brown, earth brown and bark. And if you've got any of our other markers, Tri-Blend, Classique, the original Spectrum, these colours match those in there, the EB2, EB4, EB6. So all of your markers will start to work together brilliantly. So we start with the lightest colour, which is EB2. And remember, for those of you who are brand new actually and don't understand our pen colouring system, let me just take a second to explain that to you. All of our markers have 2 letters and a number. The 2 letters refer to the general colour tone. And so this is earth brown, EB. So we've got earth brown 2, earth brown 4 and earth brown 6. And the number refers to the intensity of the colour. The lower the number, the lighter the colour. The higher the number, the darker the colour. And when we were looking at our Joe pictures today, when we were looking at colouring our Joe in, I picked what I thought was a very apt colour for his eyes because he's my old china. So he got an old china blue for his eyes. And I'm hearing that we're getting lots and lots of lovely photos of our Joe, which I can't wait to see. So let's just start doing some flicking. We're going to start with the lightest colour and we're going with the brush nib and we're going to do the flick exactly as I showed you with that blue. So I'm starting from the bottom of the little doggy's foot here and I'm just flicking up into the centre of his leg. Now I'm varying the lengths of my flicks and I vary the lengths of the flicks because that's how I get a more realistic fur-like look. And I'm going to do the same on this side with this little, is this a paw or a leg? It's a leg with a paw at the end.
Did we have this conversation? We had this conversation a lot. What was it about the Shih Tzu that confused us last time?
Well, because your Shih Tzu's got a bow in its hair. And so I keep saying him because for me, I don't know why, dogs are boys and cats are girls. And I know that's crazy. But then everybody was like, but it's got a bow in its hair. And then I was like, well, it doesn't matter. Still can be him with a bow in his hair if he wants. That's what we were getting all confused with the last time. I'm just going to move my board. Did you notice what I did there, guys? So I just want to show you, and then I'm bringing it down again to see you. Normally, I'd be picking this image up and moving it about constantly, but I don't have to with my spinny board because I just turn it round and it allows me, move it back in so you can see, it allows me to get the image in the exact direction I want to do my flicking. It's really fabulous. And if I want to do his little body, I'm going to do my flicking up like this on his body and then down on his body. See, I've turned it round. Now, I would say this is really important for you to do. So always flick in the opposite directions. Don't, if I put him in the middle of the board, I might not have to keep moving the board. Let's see, will that be better? Yes. Right, so I'm not going to have him clipped in at the top to keep him still. I'm just going to try and keep him still in the middle of the board and then I don't have to keep moving the board up and down for you because I'll make you dizzy. I'm making myself dizzy.
The board is incredibly busy, Leanne, as we knew it would be.
I knew it would be, Joe.
Because it's sold out before, so it's great that we've been able to get that back into stock for you.
Well, here's the thing, you see. Now I want to flick the texture of his tail in that direction. I've just turned the image. Yes, because I didn't colour his tail last time. I forgot about it. Poor little dog. Did we find a name for the dog last time? Or did we not? I think you should email him with a name for him.
I do feel like we named him last time, but we've obviously completely forgotten the poor mite.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I've gone with my next colour up, and my next colour up is the EB4. So now I'm flicking the next colour on here for him, and I'm turning my board, and I'm going in the opposite direction, and I'm doing what is called preserving my highlight. Preserving my highlight means leaving a white space in the middle, which we will come back to later. And you see, all I'm doing is exactly what I showed you with that blue marker to start with. I'm doing a series of flicks in opposite directions, varying the length of the flick, preserving my highlight. And what it does is build up the most exquisite textured fur on this little doggy. And by the way, how blooming simple is it with this board being able to whiz this backwards and forwards in the direction I need to go.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like you didn't know you needed it, but once you've used it, you're never going to be able to live without it.
Well, Joe, I'm going to be honest. This morning, I'm just going to be honest because you know what I'm like. I don't know whether I should be honest, but I'm going to be honest because I can't be anything else. They said, will you use that board today, Liam, when you colour? And I went, I don't need a whizzy board. I've been colouring for 12. Yeah, I don't need a whizzy board. I'll just colour as I would normally. And they were like, it's marvellous, you see, Leanne. So, obviously, curious crafter, off I went for a little look. I don't think I can ever live without this now, Joe. I don't think I can colour without it. I think it's going to be one of my new favourite gadgets. It's amazing. I mean, look. And also, it's speedy, it's quicker. Because I'm not having to pick the thing up and move it around all the time.
We did have them in 12 by 12 as well. I know they're out of stock. But yeah, we're going to get those ones back in stock as well.
Brilliant. I mean, look, well, you can see how easy it is to do. Now, look, so that is building up the texture in his fur brilliantly, isn't it? And he's starting to look really gorgeous. Shall I carry on with him a little bit longer, Joe?
Yeah, I think you've got all the time in the world. Do you want to see some of the Joe pics? I don't know if I'm getting on all right. Mine looks a bit odd at the moment. Well, it looks nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting there. I mean, it's a bit of definitely a work in progress at the moment. But
yeah, nice.
the eggshell didn't really work, Leanne. I feel like you might have
jaundiced.
sabotaged me with the eggshell. It was a bit orange. It really was very Rylan when I tried the eggshell.
Was it?
Yeah. Shall we have a look at some that have been sent in though already? Because they are amazing. Check out this one. I actually really like this one. Look at that one.
Oh, look at that. Do you know, oh my word, you look like someone. Who do you look like? I can't place it, but you look like someone. Oh, I know who you look like.
Who?
Do you watch that tattoo program?
No.
Where they fix the tattoos? And there's the man with the beard who fixes the tattoos. What's his name? Jay. You look like Jay off Tattoo Fixers. You need to Google him. Jay off Tattoo Fixers.
Is that Laura's like, oh, that is a compliment.
That is
all right, Laura.
Yeah, it's definitely a compliment.
And this one here, I've gone, you know, I said about purple rinse, didn't I?
Yeah.
Maybe getting a bit of a
look at that.
purple rinse on, or a bit of silver fox going on there. That is fantastic. The next one's brilliant. Do you know why the next one is so good? Who's this one from? Because look, it's got my Rosalind. It's got the shirt on that I usually wear. You know the colourful white shirt that I've got.
Yeah.
And she's used sparkle pens. Shut the front door. I mean, look at these. If you want to send these in to me, if you want to keep them, of course, you're more than welcome to. If you want to send them to me, I'll pop my address up on my Facebook page. I'll just, look at that little face. Look at that. I look like a...
Can I just intervene? Joe will not be putting his address on Facebook. Send them to Crafters Companion.
No, that's what I meant. Did I say... did I...
Yes, I'll put my address on Facebook. No, we'll not be doing that.
I mean, I'll put the address those, look at those boys.
I love them.
And what I meant was, of course, I'll put the address for Crafters Companion on Facebook. If you want to send them to me, you can. And also, if you don't send them to me, please put them on my wall on Facebook. And that's where I'll take them all from, because I'm going to do something with them all. I was thinking maybe I could get some wallpaper made out of them. That might be quite fun.
It would be amazing, honestly. Do you know what you can do, Joe? There's a website called Spoonflower. And you can have...
Spoonflower?
Spoonflower.
That's what it's called?
It's what it's called, Spoonflower. Honestly, it's not a joke. And they print custom fabrics.
Oh my word, shut the front door.
Joe, you could have all of those made into a fabric and I'll make you a t-shirt. Or a top. Can you imagine?
Like a collage of them all.
Oh, we could have it printed on cotton and I could make a quilt with a face in each square for your bed.
Oh my, imagine, you're dating someone, you take them home for the first time. And they go, what is that? Debbie Clough, I've just seen, has put, oof, J from Tattoo Fixers. And there's like loads of O's and an F and a T, and then J from Tattoo Fixers. So I think it is definitely a compliment from what I'm seeing here. Keep getting all of your questions in. We'll do a big Q&A with Leanne about the illustrators in about sort of 10 or 15 minutes time. So any questions that you've got, definitely get them into me over on Facebook. Keep sending your pictures in as well. We really want to see them. I'll put the address on Facebook now of the office, not of my home address, but I'd love you to send them to me. It would be amazing. How are you getting on there with your Shih Tzu?
He's all right. He's coming. So I keep saying, do we think he's a girl or a boy? Let's have everybody messaging in and telling us that.
You just said, do you think he's a girl or a boy?
I know. Do you think it's a girl or a boy? I just can't help myself. I think it looks like a boy, but I mean, I don't know. Does it matter even?
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
know. No, I don't think it does. But it's just because I keep saying he.
It looks a lot like our producer Laura's old dog.
Oh, really?
What sort of dog was he, Laura? She was called Missy. Was she a Shih Tzu?
Oh. She was a Shih Tzu. I like Shih Tzus. They're
I do like them as long as they're not too noisy. They'd be very yappy. Do you know the ones I really love?
Yeah.
Pomeranians.
They're snappy.
They are a bit yappy, but they're very intelligent.
That's what Sharon Osbourne has.
Is it? Have you seen Pomsky?
No.
Now, I don't condone these random breeds that you see, but a Pomsky is a Pomeranian crossed with a Husky. and you have never seen a more adorable thing.
Is that a little fluffy thing I've seen on Facebook?
So imagine like the size of a Pomeranian, a little bit bigger than a Pomeranian. Don't even go there. Let's not go there, Leanne. She's going to ask how a Pomeranian breeds with a husky. We're going to get ourselves into like non-binary edible hamsters again.
I'm going to let it go. I'm going to be like Elsa off Frozen.
It just looks, they basically are like slightly larger than a Pomeranian, but they look like a husky, a really fluffy little husky.
Oh. Well, it sounds like I love it. I mean, I've just got my little Minnie and Tink.
And what are they?
My little miniature Jack Russells. They're full of character. They're they're gorgeous. Little Tink's my favourite. Probably shouldn't have favourites.
Oh, you can't have favourites.
When I have,
not with your
Tink's
dogs.
my favourite.
Do you tell Millie that?
Yeah. Because she's a madam.
Right, okay.
So what I'm doing at the minute is just filling in the white space with flicking with one of my flesh colours here. And you see, all that then does is take away the very stark feel and look of the fur and just leaves it looking really, really textured. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is take another lovely colour from that starter collection, and I'm going to use the fine nib now to colour in the bow around the neck. And that's great. This is what the fine nib's really good for. When you've got really small detail on an image and you want to go in and fill that in, you wouldn't be able to get in precisely with a brush nib because the brush nib's all about the soft flicking, whereas this allows you to get in to the detail with that small fine nib, and is really, really useful. You see, I'm just varying the colours as you've seen us do on lots of
right. Should we do a crafty clinic? Just ask Leanne.
Yeah.
Leanne wants to know. / the Q&A. It's a girl dog with a bow in her hair. Well, boys can wear bows as well, Sue. So I mean, I'm not sure we can define gender based on the love of ribbon. I'm afraid we live in very modern times. Danny's got a Pomeranian. Says the Pomeranian is very laid back. He's always on the hunt for food. I think me and your Pomeranian have got a lot in common, Danny, by the sounds of it. Very laid back, always on the hunt for food.
Yeah, me too.
Stephen says he's got 3 pugs and a French bulldog. Now that sounds like a very noisy household. All that. I live with a French bulldog called Maggie, and she was very quiet for a French bulldog. But they pump like there's no tomorrow, Leanne. Very, very. Oof.
Oh.
And you thought I meant something else, didn't you?
I heard something else.
Yeah, I did say pump, but I meant, blow off is what I meant by that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's even
So Malia says, "Lol, my daughter said, Mum, your picture of Joe is on TV. You're famous, Mum." Right. Right, let me find these comments. A lot of we're talking, was it the other day we were talking about having a knees up, Leanne, you and I?
We were.
Right,
yeah.
Well, Cindy Sue just can't contain herself now. She's off. She messaged me to say she could, maybe what would be the best drink to have for a knee up if she was considering having one. Champagne, darling, is definitely. Right, Leanne, thanks for the watercolour tips. It's become my favourite technique with all the pens I use, which is lovely.
Oh, that's good.
So, and today on the Leanne and Joe Comedy Hour, says Ray. Right, we're getting a bit of a reputation for ourselves.
We
are.
The
problem is that, we're not going to let us work together for much longer. Colouring Joe's picture, I had issues with his teeth, says Rosalind. I'm always having issues with my teeth as well, Rosalind. So it's good that we're on the same page there, which is fantastic. Right, okay. Is there a box of these which is specifically fur colours? Asks Anne in Connecticut. Good question.
Good question. I would say the nature collection on there is probably what. Can you see the? See, I can't come over and help you, so I'm pointing.
No, it's fine. I am looking for.
Can you see the 12 set in the middle there?
The which one?
The 12 set in the middle.
This one?
Next one.
That one.
That one. I think that would be a good one. Figure.
Yeah.
Yes, figure, because that's face and fur, so it's like skin and hair.
Perfect.
And so for the fur, you'll get some really good colours in there.
Victoria saying, Joe, these are the furry friend stamps, the Shih Tzu. When will they be in the UK? Have they been discontinued, these, Leanne, or am I making that up?
No, I think they're available.
Are they? Do you remember what it's called? Does it say on the stamp what they're called? We're going to find out.
Pause for thought.
Pause for thought. P-A-W-S.
P-A-W-S for thought.
For thought. We'll have a check now on the
Pause for
website. We'll
thought.
let you know. Victoria is asking.
Hey, Victoria, if that's been discontinued, you can be guaranteed that I'll be writing a letter. I'll be writing a memo to those that do the ordering, and we'll be getting that back because it is essential.
Don't think it's on the website, right? You need to open doors and make that happen. Steph has said, and I'm going to stand by this. I think this is a good idea, Steph. Steph says, hiya, Joe. Can we have some stamps with your signature saying on, please? Shut the front door, shut the back door. And then what you could have is then you could just have basically other stamps that are one that says, twiddle the blinds and put the bins out. Another one that says, ride the dog up the road naked and kiss the milkman. I think if it's going to happen, Leanne's the one to make that happen.
I think that's marvellous, and I think you can take that as read.
Ooh, there you go. So, yeah, and then we could just do sparkly colours, print sparkly colours with them, which would be amazing. Betsy says, I see the cat's away, so the mice will play. Let the laugh fest begin. We really are getting a reputation for us. That plant pot is looking gorgeous, Leanne.
Isn't it? So I just used exactly the same that I did for the dog, but I flicked from the bottom into the centre, and then I whizzed it round and I flicked back and I left my highlight the centre, and that gives me a lovely 3-dimensional pot. What I have done is made a little mistake. I've come a little bit outside there. Can you see outside the line? So I thought I'll just show you how to fix that. Don't let that be something where you think, right, I have to put the whole thing in the bin. I've come outside the line. What you do is you take your blender pen and you just push. You see, I just want to show you there's nothing on my piece of paper underneath. You take your blender pen and you push the colour through the card you're using, which needs to be Nina card or our alcohol marker card, and you push that through all of the layers. So you're not deleting it or bleaching it, you're not erasing it like you would with a pencil eraser, you're actually pushing the pen through the layers of card, pushing the mark you've made, and look, it's come all the way through to the other side. So I've pushed it through onto the absorbent layer underneath. That's now removed that error. So if you make a little mistake, that's how you fix it. So that's the very basic use of your markers there, Joe, with your flicking. And that's what you're going to practice as soon as you get them home. And then you can move on to lots of other techniques.
How fabulous. Right, very busy across both of the collections that we have for you on the show. I want to recap what you're getting in each of them. So in this one just here, in the starter kit, you're going to get the 36-piece essential collection, and that's got all of these wonderful colours in there. Sophie over on Facebook was asking if you can purchase the 36 colours separately. You can, Sophie, but let me just check the price because... Oh no, I've smudged some ink somewhere. And when you smudge something, it was not these pens, it was my notes. But when you see a smudge, but you don't know where the smudge is, you don't know what bit of you've dipped in it. That's where I am. So the pens on their own are how much normally? $74.99. So you're paying for the pens, we give you the rest of it free. So definitely you can buy them on their own, but why would you when you're going to get the free pen storage, you're going to get the stamp, you're going to get the ink pad, and you're going to get the cardstock as well. So it makes total sense to get it like this. You buy the pens, we send you the rest for free, which is fantastic. We also then have that big collection. Now remember what is in the big collection. What we actually thought was, we had predicted that we thought the starter collection might be the busiest item on the show. However, far and away the largest one, the busiest one, is this one here. I'm not sure you can see exactly everything you get. I mean, it's like right the way down over here. But you've got in here 4 of your 12-piece collections here. And then you've also got as well your 6-piece collections too. So you've got 8 6-piece collections. It gives you 96 markers in total, which is fantastic. So you've got really a great comprehensive set. Are there any markers that you need to add into this? Is this the whole collection, or are there more colours if you do want to add more?
Is there an essential set there, Joe? In your 6s, is there an essential set?
Yep, there is.
And then when you look at that essential set, does it have the blender marker in at the bottom?
Right, hang
Sorry,
on.
Joe.
I'm coming round, don't you worry.
Have a look.
Essentials.
Yeah.
Which is there. Does it have the blender marker in it?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so there's nothing else you need.
Nothing. That's the whole set,
Yeah,
which is
that's the whole
fantastic.
set.
Don't forget as well. Oh, hello. Oh, I get my step counting this weekend. This week, don't forget as well, you can get, of course, your Club Inspired discount on top of that as well. So silver members, you'd save $30 or £18. Platinum members, you'd get an extra £36 or $60. No, you'd get an extra £36. Yeah, it is right, isn't it? £36 or $60 you'd be getting off of that. It's amazing value. Would take it down to $240 in the US. Now the NHS, we call them the NHS stamps, but they are our frontline workers stamps. They're very, very limited in stock at the moment, but you can still get them now at the moment. These will sell out in this show, I believe, and these are fantastic because they're going to allow you to colour in just, say thanking our nurses and our doctors and all those other types of people. 20% of the sale of these will go to the World Health Organisation's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. So it's a really, really nice way of you giving a nice donation. Is it Hero, the one that is is a Rainbow is the one that is your favourite, and it's the one that will go first. Are all 4 of them still available there at the moment? They are at the moment, but we do think they'll be gone. Knowing how they're already going, we think they'll be gone before the end of this show. Right, any questions at all that you've got? Do get them in. I'm not sure about this. Maxine says maybe a stamp with Joe's face on it saying shut the front door, shut the back door, it's your birthday. I don't think maybe
I think that's a step too far.
I think that's a step too far as well. Oh no, Cindy said, I love Leanne's picture, the idea to turn your pictures into a shirt, one you can wear to knee up night outs. I love it. I can't wait for a good old knees up, Leanne.
Oh, I can't wait for a good old knees up, Joe. And we were gonna have a garden party, weren't we?
This week tonight.
It was meant to be night, but we've been rained off, haven't we, Joe? So
the weather is absolutely vile here today.
I know. So as soon as the weather is better, we'll be having a knees up garden party, which will be great, socially distanced, of course. Right. So I was just finishing off my little doggy there. I was putting some more checks in, and he's not quite finished. I'm going to put quite a bit more in, but I just want to show you what he looks like when he is finished. And that's a different stamp from another manufacturer, but you can see the technique is exactly the same. This is the one that I've just been colouring in, but look how fabulous he looks, and different in a different colour. So lots you can do with the flicking there, and I thought that would be a good thing to show you. Now, you take that technique and then you apply it to all of the other images that you've got to colour in. And this is the image, Mother Nature, again, one of my very, very favourites to demonstrate for you how to do skin and hair. And the fact that we've included it in this bundle, I'm thrilled about, because for you to learn how to do skin and hair, this is the image that you need to learn with. So you've got that in your starter bundle, which is fantastic. Now, Joe, when you started with your eggshell pet, did you put it all over the face?
Just a little bit, not all over. No, I put it in one corner, but I think it was a bit.
No, you just need to
Is that the blush one, the eggshell?
No, you absolutely need to just...
So the eggshell ended up sort of here, see that bit there?
Have the courage of your conviction. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the eggshell on this face now, so you can see where to put it.
I feel like I need a bit of texture.
Are you looking a bit jaundiced?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then I stopped and said, I'm doing the flicking though in my beard and my hair, so I'm having quite a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, practice your flicking. So what we've got here is the 3 colours from the starter set which do the complexion, and so we've got FS6, FS8 and FS7. So we start with the lightest again, so I'm starting with my FS6 and my brush nib, and I'm just going to get some soft colour down on her face. And so I'm using the brush tip, I'm going all around the outside, but I'm again preserving the highlight in the centre. Preserving the highlight means leave some white space. So I don't need this colour to go all the way into the middle of her face just yet, because we're going to build that up. What I'm doing by using the brush nib to lay down this first layer of colour is I'm just moistening the card, because wet ink blends much more easily than dry card. So now I've got that lovely first layer of ink, I'm now going to my darkest colour. So I've gone from the light, the cream, the FS6, now to the eggshell, which is the darkest colour. And I'm going to put, with my brush nib, around where there would be shade on the face. So that would be around the outside of her face, by the hairline. It'll be under her fringe here. Around where that curl is falling on her face. It would be at either side of her finger. So you can see there, either side of her finger, there would be a shadow cast. There would be a little shadow cast behind her nose. So I put a little bit there. And then whatever that little bit down the middle under your nose, between your nose and your lip. That's your actual nose. The bit between your lip and your nose.
I almost said something else then, but it isn't.
No, it isn't.
I almost call it something that it can really isn't.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can read your mind. So now I've got that darkest colour in. I've got my middle colour. And I'm going to start just now bringing that out into the centre of the face. My shade. So I'm bringing it out a little way. Smoothing the lines, and then I go back to my lightest colour again, and this is when I start to fill in the preserved highlight area and where I start to do the blending. And so that's on the end of her nose now, because the end of your nose would be very light because that's the furthest thing forward, and the rest of the face is in shade. And you see how that's now pushed all back and looking much more like a face. If I want to add a little bit of extra dimension in, I can just use that darkest colour again. And I just bring in a little bit more shadow in the areas where I feel there would be a little bit more shadow. Just behind her nose there, just under her fringe, by the curl, and up by where the finger is on her mouth.
I'm loving this flicking technique, Leanne.
Isn't it lovely? Do you love it?
And it really does make it look quite realistic, doesn't it? And it's not finished yet, but you can see, look how, and that's just my first go at that, Leanne. I'm pretty pleased with that.
I'm very impressed.
So
good for you.
Love it.
Brilliant. See, it's flicking is where it's at. That's all of once you've nailed that technique, once you've practiced that a couple of times, you can colour anything. Now we're going to put some blush in. We're going to put our cheeks in. So we're using rose blush. I'm using PP4 Rose Blush. This comes in your starter collection too. And we don't want her to be Aunt Sally, cup of tea and a piece of cake. So we're not going to put 2 circles in. We're going to contour her like a triangle. So are you going to give her like a... I guess too much contour, you start to look like... They start to look a bit like a drag queen. So you need to be careful with it. You do need to be careful. So that's about as much contour as you need.
Right. Oh, see, I'd expect it how very harsh sort of...
She's not Lily Savage.
Oh, I might give myself a bit of a contour. I might give myself a glow up. That's what I might do.
And then I use the middle tone. Just to soften the edge, because we don't want it to look like she's got a triangle on her face. She's just got a little bit of contour in there for her face, a little bit of blush. So I just go around the edges with that. You see how it softens it? And now that just looks like it's her face. And it's starting to look glorious. And then to do her lips, I take 3 of them. I'm going to take 3 of the lovely pinks that I've got in here, Jo. So I've got 3 of my lovely magentas. I might only need 2 of them. And I'm going to use my little fine bullet tip. And the ladies will know this. When you're applying your lips, if you really want your lips to look like you're pouting, you use 2 colours. And you use a lighter colour in the middle to a darker colour on the outside.
Rosalind's asking, Leanne, the Classique markers have the same numbers. Can you coordinate the illustrators with the Classique markers?
Absolutely, you can. And actually, what you can do is you could colour something with your Classiques, so flat colouring without the flicks, you know, that lovely smooth blend. And then once you've done that, if you get your basic Illustrator collection as a final flourish, you could put a few flicks over the top of your smooth blend Classique colouring, and you'll get that lovely texture on the top of there. It looks gorgeous. Fabulous. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. So
definitely the 2 can be used together, which is fantastic.
Absolutely, they can.
Christine's been telling us a tale about her Highland Terrier. So before I bought my West Highland Terrier, he was stolen from a pet store by 2 women, and they took him on a transportation bus, and eventually the store got him back. He was on the news. He was so cute, we had to have him. Oliver is his name. Ollie.
Oh, that's a lovely story. Oh my word. Do you know what? You know our friend and colleague, Sunny Jo?
Yeah.
Her Milo was stolen from her back garden.
No.
Yes.
What sort of dog is he?
He's a little Yorkshire Terrier. And she took to Twitter and the local news and social media, and via that, the people who had stolen him, she offered a reward, etc., and said, you know, we're not going to prosecute anything if you just take him back. The people who stole him eventually took him back to the local police station.
Did he go viral?
He went viral and she got him back. So now she has Milo back home again. But
How cute is that?
Completely marvellous. It's amazing the power of social media, isn't it?
It really is. It is great.
So you see, I've just done her hand there to match her face as we were talking. And I did the full layer of the light of the first colour I did for her face, and then I just used my darkest shade, my eggshell, and you see I put the shadow in underneath between her fingers, so I've now got lovely dimension. Used my bullet nib and painted her nail to match her lips, which is lovely, isn't it? We all want our nails to match our lips, unless they're blue, and then maybe it's not. And then I'm going to give her a nice little green eye. So I'm just popping some green in there. There we go. By eye. She's got a green by eye. And now we could do her hair, Joe. Should we do her hair as well? Have we got time?
Yeah. I'm doing my brows at the moment.
Nice.
My brows look a lot more tamed on here than they do in real life at the moment. I was
just about to say my brows need doing.
Start doing this with it. Do you want to see it? Sorry.
Yeah, come on, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Do you know, I think you definitely look like Jay of Tattoo Fixes.
I'm going to have to get that picture. I'm taking that one. I am absolutely, I'm okay with that. I don't know who it is, no. Lots of you saying, Stacey, who shared with us yesterday, Leanne, that she is 11 times platinum member, Stacey.
What?
How about that? Has said she would really love if we did a Boston Terrier stamp that she could colour in.
Oh, I like a Boston Terrier.
I do like they're like a French Bulldog with longer legs. I'm sure that's a really horrible thing to say about a Boston Terrier. That's how I know which one they are, though. So people say, you're doing really well.
Well, but Joe, I understand that because that's like me. Because I'm like a supermodel, but with shorter legs.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So it's, the analogy, it works, really, doesn't it?
It really does. I could totally get lost. Now I've moved on to the hair. I think I could just completely get lost colouring the hair in. The illustrators are amazing, aren't they, for doing the hair?
They really are. You get such amazing movement. I mean, you can see what I'm doing here, and I'm doing nothing different to what I did when we did the little flicks on the little Shih Tzu dog. I'm just using the same 3 colours.
Oh, I've just got a picture of Jay from the Tattoo Fixers. I can say,
oh,
my. He looks like my sort of, maybe, I don't really see the resemblance. Maybe a sort of skinny, more handsome cousin or something like that, maybe.
Oh, it's the picture. Well, so let's just clarify. I'm not saying that you look like Jay from Tattoo Fixers.
That the way that picture's been coloured does.
Your illustration looks like Jay from Tattoo Fixers.
And also someone said it looks a bit like Lionel Richie as well. And also a bit like Ryland Clark too. I'm getting all of them. And who was the guy who it looked like, that Laura, you said it looked like off of the internet? Who's the guy with the grey hair? Hide the Pain Harold. Go search for that if you want a bit of a laugh. There's a meme from the internet. It also looks like, I think Hide the Pain Harold's in his like 70s though, but it really does look like him. Very grey haired.
Oh dear. Well, I haven't seen Hide the Pain Harold, so I'm going to have a little look. So look at the movement that we're able to get with the flicking in the hair. And brilliant that I've got this board, because I can just move it and then flick in whichever direction I need to go in. Now, let me just show you very quickly how to do one of these florals, again, with the colours that come in your starter kit. Because what we've looked at now is lots of flicking, but we haven't looked at how we would do a smooth blend with an Illustrator. I'll just show you that very quickly.
Just want to recap the details there, Leanne, of that board, sorry, that's on your screen, $15.99 or $19.99. Is that swivelling or rotating design board, and it is amazing. It does make it easy, doesn't it? You said you can't live without it now.
I really can't. I haven't purchased one, but what I'll be doing, if there's any left as soon as we come off air, is purchasing one. And in fact, if my mum is watching, can you get on the website, please, mum, and get me a board?
I don't think you'll have that luxury if you leave it until after you come off.
Oh, if it's gone, I'll be stamping me foot. Ma'am, get on the web and get me board. Get me shopping done.
Stick that one in your handbag.
Yes, stick that. Yeah, this one. I'll be walking out like that. Nothing to see here. Nothing up my jumper. Right, so what we're going to do is use our fine bullet tip, and I'm using 3 of the fab pink violets, purple violets that come in the collection. I've got PV2, PV4 and PV3. So I'm starting with the lightest, and this is exactly the same as you would do with this lovely little fine bullet tip here, as you've seen us explain to you with the Classic and the Tri-Blend. So I've got my lightest colour down. I then go in with my darkest colour over the top. I take my medium colour and I take the dark out into the first layer of the lightest colour, which gives that lovely smooth blend transition. And then I go back to the lightest colour and bring out the medium into the preserved highlight. And you see you get that lovely 3D look on your petal. And you would continue that all the way around on your flowers. And when you do that, this is what you're going to be able to achieve. How brilliant is it? Now, not only that, but can you remember a while ago on when I did an Illustrator class, I put all of these on my Facebook page for you. So once you've learned how to flick, and when you get the big colour collection with all of them in, you're going to be able to do all of these different skin tones, hair tones and floral tones really easily. And what I did, if you go and look at my Facebook page, is I gave you the picture and then I gave you the colours so that you can go and practice and replicate. This was your favourite, Jo.
Love that
you
one,
like
yeah.
that Swede. She said you thought she looked Swede.
Scandinavian, not like a Swede. Like a Swede, like Swede and carrot.
Like Swede and carrot. Look at this. This is fantastic. Done with illustrators. Here we go. Illustrators coloured in. Macaron. Look at the depth and dimension. Look at the flicks we've got there in that owl. Amazing. All done with illustrators. And that's just a couple more of the little faces we've got there. And all of the colours are on my Facebook page for you. So you can replicate that if you want. And you're going to be able to do that yourself really easily once you've mastered your flicking.
Lots of people talking about dogs at their home. Rosalind is a boxer mummy, which sounds really, really lovely. I have the standard Spectrum Noir markers. Are the colours the same as the colour names for the illustrators? They are. Perfect. So that is good to know. Sonia, you know, snooze you lose Sonia from Louisiana, y'all, says, I use my Illustrator markers for the classics all the time. If you think about it, you have 4 different nibs with both collection, and that comes in so handy. Wurzel Gummidge, happy memories of my childhood there as well. Loads of you commenting along. Any questions that you've got, remember, keep sending them in. Now, I know with these shows, what happens is a lot of you sort of grip to the demonstrations and get really busy towards the end of the hour. You don't need to miss out on anything. I think you're going to miss a demonstration because you can get both of them at the same time. Here's all the details how. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there of how, of course, you can watch and shop at the same time. Now, remember, everyone is going to get a free gift. Yes, only though while stocks last. And what a free gift today's is. You're going to get a 6-pack of our aqua markers today. What an absolute corker. In the US, these are worth $25.95. You've only got to spend another, $4.05, and you get these for free. Over 10% of the day's stock of the free gift has gone though. We will have a very, very busy day. There'll be a brand new free gift every single day here at Crafters TV and across the whole website. So make sure you grab those because they are coming your way for free, which is fantastic. Right, I need to share with you some of the storage solutions that we have for you on the show. So these are, of course, branded Spectrum Noir. This is our 72. Oh, sorry, let me just show you the 24 one first, which is this one just here. And these are fantastic because these unzip you want me to open this up for you and show you what you've got inside here? Let me just unzip it for you. So you can see then you're able to store all of your markers in here. This is the one that's designed specifically for your all of your pens that are not your tri-blends, in essence. So you've got that one. So you've got the 24 there. That's £11.50, which is fantastic value. Or what you've got is the 72. So if you went for the 72 plus 24... 96. You'd nearly have enough to store pretty much all of your pens if you went for both of those, which is fantastic. You could squeeze your aqua pens in there as well, no doubt too. Very busy on both of those. Now, the Totally Tiffany products. Totally Tiffany was our craft house guest last week, ahead of the HSN shows. And this one is the one that is very, very busy. Lots of you using lockdown as a great excuse to start to get organised. This is fantastic. This is the handler, and what you've got in here, you can put things like your stamping platforms in here. All of your A4 card stocks will go beautifully in here. Put them all side by side, and also you've got a little finger pawn there, which is wonderful. But then when you want to take these out and about, you just pull the handles up and off you pop, which is fantastic. So you can move these around, which is brilliant. Very busy on that one as well. $5.99 or $7.49 if you want to go for that one. Loads of you are still commenting away. Amen. Any questions that you've got whatsoever, drop them in. How do you do blending for eyes is what someone's asking in the comments, Leanne.
Okay, well, it depends on the size of the eye. So when I did the Mother Nature one there...
Do you do the eye by eye?
I do it by eye. So I just did a little dot of the green in there because the eye wasn't very big. But if you've got a wider eye, what I do is similar to what I did with the lips. So I'll do darker out at the edge and then come in lighter in the iris, in the coloured bit, and leave that coloured in there. So it comes lighter into the centre and darker to the outside, like as if you're doing a sphere when you've seen me do the sphere colouring. Actually, I might have that down here and I'll be able to explain to you what I mean. Here it is. So you see, when I've done the colouring here on a sphere, on a cylinder and a triangle, I treat the eye as a sphere because even though it's elongated, you would do the same colouring. So you see how it's dark around the outside, lighter as it gets to the middle, and then you would have your pupil in the centre. Does that make sense? So that's how I treat an eye.
Makes total sense, Leanne.
But there we go.
Sorry, I'm losing myself in this.
You're enjoying yourself so much.
I really am enjoying it. It is fantastic. Now, I want to just share with you the stamps. These are fantastic. These are great, of course, for getting all of your markers involved with. Wonderful for adding personalisation. So you get 6 of these for £12 or $16, or they're $2.99 or $3.95 each. Which is fantastic. Right, I'm going to hand you back over to Leanne. What do you fancy taking us through next, Leanne?
So I've stamped out the letter J here, which I'm going to do and give to you, Joan. You can use it as a little bookmark if you want to.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm going to colour the J in these lovely coral shades. I do love coral. And so I'm stamped it out using my Pebble ink pad, which comes in the collection. And then I'm just going to use the brush marker, but instead of flicking, now I'm just using it to get colour down as you would with traditional alcohol colouring. But it's actually, if you see, you can cover a lot more ground more quickly with a brush marker than with a bullet tip. So, and you can still get that lovely smooth blend that you can see that I'm managing to achieve there. And just by using the tip of the brush nib allows me to get down into the fine detail too. So really easy, not just to do the flicking if you find the flicking intimidating, or if you want to start practicing with the flicking but you still want to do your regular colouring. You see, I'm able here to do smooth blending as I would with my other markers. In fact, there would be an argument to say for some that this could be a little more simple, because look, I'm just having to stroke this on and the colour goes on. I'm having to work it or do little circular motions. So
could we use these then, in that case, Leanne, to do brush lettering if you wanted to? Could we use our illustrators for that?
Yes, absolutely. If you are a brush letterer and you've got that skill, then absolutely you can do that. I don't. Our Fiona does. She's fantastic at it. When I try to do brush lettering, it looks like a massive big tarantula's crawled across the page. I don't have the control in my wrist or my hand. It's just one of those
Sarah's
things
all
I
right at
haven't
it,
been
you know.
able to do. Do you know what I mean? I've tried and tried. I just don't have the skill. But Fiona does. She's fantastic. And I have seen her do wonderful brush lettering with our Illustrator markers. So I did the lightest colour first, as I would always. I then did the darkest around the perimeter. This is the medium colour. I'm using the medium to bring the dark out into that centre. And then I go back with my lightest colour. Notice preserving the highlight all the way. And then when I go back with my lighter colour and start to fill in that preserved highlight, that's when I start to get that beautiful dimension on my letter. And if I wanted to just give that a little bit of extra dimension, I could use one of the reds, because a red is in the same family as a coral. And I can start to mix different colours together and look at the difference just on that little bit. If I just do one side, you'll see the difference by just adding in a complementary colour from the colour wheel, which is the red in this case, with the orange, because obviously you get orange from red, which is coral. And by adding that in, it just gives a lovely shadow. And then I can work that in a little bit further with my darkest coral again and bring that in. So I'm bringing in my darkest coral, there we go. And then I'll bring in my medium coral again. So I'm just building up the layers and I'm getting that lovely dimension as I go. And then the lightest one, there we go. And then I've got that lovely dimension.
Can you use them for the floral elements as well, these illustrators? Would you be able to?
Oh yes, absolutely. And so let's have a look at the yellows. So with the yellows, what I would do with the little flowers on these stamps is I'd be using my little fine bullet tip, as I did with the florals in Mother Nature's hair. Because with the smaller areas, until you become very practiced with your brush tip, you might just want to use this fine bullet. And what this does is allow you to get into all of those small areas. Now I am using my little circular motion technique, which you've seen us talk about so many times with our tri-blend and our classiques. So I did my lightest colour, preserving my highlight on the outside of the petal. Then I've got my darkest colour from my 3 yellows there. So I'm using my GY1, GY4 and GY3, which stands for golden yellow. I take the middle colour, I bring the darkest out towards the edge of the petal, which gives me that lovely blend. I've preserved my highlight, go back to the lightest colour again, and then I bring that middle colour back out to the end of the preserved highlight on the petal, and I get that lovely 3D dimension on the yellow. And that would be the same with any 3 colours that you decide to pick up. Let's do it with some pinks. Let's do it with a turquoisey blue now. That would be nice.
Very, very busy on that big collection. I'll run you through it all in just a second and break down that value for you. But lots of you, more of you, in fact, going for that than going for the starter collection, which is surprising, Leanne, isn't it? We thought that maybe people would be going for the starter collection, but no. I think a lot of you maybe seen this a couple of times and now saying, recognising the value and going all in. Remember, you can use your Club Inspired discount as well on that too, £180 or $300. I'll take you through all of what's in there in just a moment.
Absolutely. And you know, I mean, there is lots of video tutorials out there, but I actually did on my own Facebook page, if you wanted a more in-depth tutorial with the illustrators for longer, where you can just sit and watch and rewind at your leisure, there is a 2-hour craft along with Leanne on my Facebook page using illustrators. So you could get them on this show, and then when they come, go and sit and watch that if you would like to do it. But you see, I'm just using the same technique with the 3 markers, the light, the medium and the dark, varying it to the floral with the little circles, and that's just using the lovely little bullet nib that's on here. So you are not restricted in any way to the type of colouring you can do or the type of image. They really are very versatile in that respect, Jo.
Make sure you send in those pictures. We really, really would love to see them. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send them into because we would love to see them. We'd love to have a good old chuckle at what you have been colouring me in as. Also, Barbie says, what colour are your eyes, Joe? Blue, apparently. I thought they were like a bit, well, they're a bit of like a blue-green. They're a bit of a nothing in betweeny colour. So, yeah, do what you want with them, really. I don't care. I'm not precious. Apparently, though, if you're asking in the Illustrator, they are old china.
I would say old china or green grey.
Green grey, there you go.
Which is GG3.
GG3, old China's VB3. So yes, keep getting your pictures into us. We love that. It is very, very busy. Leah, yes, Barbie says just loads of you talking about the sort of products that you love using them for. A lot of you talking about this. Sonia's asking. Saying that she's ordered these, she can't wait to get the alphabets. Hannah loves using the Annabelle Spenceley stamps as well. They're also on the show as well, so you definitely can get them. Barbie says she's got those as well. So we'll give you a recap in just a few minutes of everything that's on the show. That is looking lovely, Leanne.
Doesn't it start to come together really nicely? And I think just varying the little colours of the florals as you go along. We've got that beautiful dimension on the J now with that lovely light and shade. Don't be scared to go really dark with your pens and put a lovely amount of shade in. That's how you get the dimension that you want in your colouring. And then I'm just using the colours again from either the starter kit or the big kit, and I'm just colouring in the little leaves all around. And as you build up these colours, it starts to look really gorgeous. And then if I just bring this in, you see that's exactly how we've done this with that happy word. So you can see I'm using the technique that I've shown you there, and then here's one where it's all being coloured in using the same technique, and it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, how fantastic. It really does look beautiful. Right, I want to break it down and let you know what is in these kits, because it is absolutely huge. Now, let's start with the starter kit, because the starter kit, on its own, the markers that come in here are worth $74.99 or $119.95. You can see here the prices. The starter kit is this one just here that you're looking at. So within the starter kit, you're going to get the cardstock in here. You're going to get 72 piece, you're going to get your markers in there as well. And it is a 36 piece box that you've got in there. So you've got 36 markers in that box there, which is fantastic. And you've got the storage trays that you need as well to have those in, which is brilliant. So you're going to get all of that, which is brilliant. Everything that you need in there to get started. We're going to give you the stamp, we're going to give you the ink pad as well. And you've got a 30% saving there, which is fantastic. So today in the UK, $74.99 instead of $108.95, down from $164.79 to $119.95. Everyone will get free shipping and handling or free postage and packaging on that if you want to as well. Well, of course you want to. You'll get it as standard. What you'll also get as well is you'll also get our free gift. Now, remember, every single day here on Crafters TV, you will get a free gift as part of our festive event. Today's is these aqua markers. These are, I think these are they $9.99 individually? They're great price on them, but you don't need to worry about it. You'll get them totally free of charge, which is fantastic. £12.99 is what you would normally pay for them. Right, the big Mahusive collection. I want to break it down and take you through the individual packs that you're getting in here. So you're getting absolutely everything that is up here. So let me just take you through. What you've got in here then is, first off, you've got a figure. And figure's going to give you all of these. It's going to give you your rose blush, your rose, your portraits, through to your leathers, your russets, and your hennas as well. So that's everything that's in there. The next one you've got is your sketching collection. So you can see you've got your yellows, your purples, your blues are within there. You've then got your landscapes here. Again, you've got your greens in there, which is gorgeous. You've then also got here your seascape as well. So they're your 12 packs that you've got right there. And then you've got your 6 packs as well. I'm missing a board for one of them, but it'll give you an idea of what you've got. So you've got your illustrators here, and then your hues. You've then got your naturals. You've got the tones, the portraits, the tints, and you've got the earth in there as well. So you get all of that. You still get as well all the stuff that you got in the starter pack. So you still get the paper, the storage, the stamp, and all of that. You also get an extra one of the storage as well. So you're going to be able to store absolutely everything in there, which is fantastic. Now, Extra storage is available there. Now, everyone, of course, what's fantastic about these is that if you subtract the cost of the extras, and the extras are all things that you're going to go for, the true cost of what you're actually paying for the markers is £126.05. Now, there's 96 markers in the collection. So per marker, that's £1.31. Same in the US, comes out at $2.39. So it's incredible value when you consider what you're getting is artist grade quality, but at a craft price, essentially. Remember as well, if you are in the club, platinum members in the UK, you'll pay £144 for these, or you'll pay $240, which is amazing value for money to get the whole collection. There's nothing else that you need once you've got these. You've got absolutely all of it within there, which is brilliant. Right, I want to give you a heads up on some of the other stuff that's really busy on the show today. So this here is your hero stamps. Now we're down to single figures in some of these. Very, very busy. $4.99 or $6.95. And remember, 20% goes to the World Health Organization Solidarity Response Fund, which is brilliant. We've got the Molly Harrison stamps for you on the show. I'll be having a look at these in a little while. They're always so busy whenever we bring them to you. $48.95 or $73 to get all of those. We've got the Annabelle Spenceley stamps for you too. $21.55 or $30.19. Always busy whenever we bring these to you. They're just so cute and playful and modern, which is why I think you guys absolutely love them. All right, loads of you still commenting along with us. Don't forget, get those pictures into me. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Don't forget, how about your download as well? If you fancy, colouring in this chap, I'm quite happy with that. I'm not sad about it. I think he doesn't look so jaundiced now that the hair's in. I don't know why. I think it's changed it a bit, hasn't it?
Yes, and it does, Joe. And that's a lot of people. So even when I did the Mother Nature face there, looked very orange and yellow, but once you get the hair in, once you get the florals, once you get all of the other things in, it takes that all down. So never panic when you first start doing the skin first. Wait until you've got everything done and then have a look at it, because you're quite right, it does tone it down.
Now, details on your screen are for that big collection where it is very, very busy. Remember, you're saving 20% off. I need to let you know that a third of the stock's gone as well. And it's not a Crafters TV stock. It is a site-wide stock that we'll have on these. And we will. Tens of thousands of you watch these shows back after the hour. So definitely, if you've been thinking about it, I think today, whilst you've got that great saving, is the day to stock up, which is fantastic. Right, I'm going to hand you back to Leanne, because I know she wants to take you through the Annabelle Spenceley stamps. These are adorable, aren't they, Leanne?
They're exquisite, Joe. They really are. I simply adore them. They're so lovely and easy to colour. And if you are a new colourist, and if you're somebody who's just starting on your alcohol colouring journey, these particular stamps are exquisite, because there is not too much detail in here, and you can put all of the detail in yourself with your markers, which is fantastic. You can see I've got a finished one here, so I've got a stamped and cut out one, so we're going to colour her in, and then I've got a finished one. It's going to be similar. I'm going to use similar colours but not exactly the same. So let's start with her skirt. So I'm taking my Illustrator markers, and I'm taking 3 of my purples, and I'm taking the PVs, PV2, PV3, PV4. Now what I'm going to do firstly with this is I'm going to spin her round, because I want to put in the folds in her skirt before I start to put in all of the other colouring and shades. So to get the folds in, I want to flick down in the direction of where I think they would be. And I've got an indication with these little lines on my stamp, so it helps me understand where that fold in the fabric would be. So all I do is take my brush marker, my Illustrator, with my darkest colour, and I flick in that direction. And that's going to give me the indication of where I'll go with the fold in the fabric. Don't worry about getting it too precise just now, because what we're doing is we're just putting a marker in the sand. We're putting a mark in place for this is where the fabric would be folding over. So you see, I've managed to do that with that darker marker. Now I can take my middle colour, which is my PV3, and I can start to add in some more of the shade in the skirt. So I'm going up against it, the first colour, with my lightest, and I'm bringing down at either side of it, but I'm not going over the top of it, that next lighter colour. And then I'm going to do the same here on this side. There we go.
I think you might have got the lip colour slightly off. I mean, I definitely look like I've got like a patent red lippy on.
Yes, I have got them. I have.
Leanne,
We can
sabotage.
We can tone that down, Joe. Don't you worry.
Why have I got a what? Sorry, they're asking. I've got a what?
A Malin streak.
What on earth is that?
So it's off the Catherine Cookson novel from years ago,
Right.
when there was a family called the Mallins,
Right.
and all of the Mallins, you knew they were a Mallin because they had a grey streak
I
of
just haven't
hair.
finished colouring that bit in, that's all. I've never ever heard of that term. Never.
Oh, I suppose you have to be a Catherine Cookson fan and from the northeast.
Right, okay.
Because she was from the northeast as a, what's the word I'm looking for? What are you if you're a
writer?
Yes, thank you. An author. That's what she was. She was an author. So now I've got my plan in place for where the folds in the fabric would be. I can start really adding in all of my dimension now. So I'm going to, just with my brush, bring that flick back up, and I'm doing the same here to get the folds in the fabric. And you see how it starts to come together really well. And I'm doing the same here now. So I'm coming back up in that direction to get my folds. It's going to be darker at the top of her skirt there.
Loads of you still commenting along. Jaundice Joe made me giggle, says Lisa. I've got double CC on at the moment, says Lynn. Joe and Leanne, you are on my tablet in front of me and on my craft desk. And Debbie is on the big telly on Creating Craft as well. That is a triple dose of Crafters Companion that you've got on at the moment. Remember, I feel like, Leanne, sometimes because you're so amazing at taking us through these pens, we don't get, you know, an influx of questions. But any questions that you've got, even if it's about colour combinations and what colours work together, or, you know, what colour you need to use for a certain type of thing, then definitely get them into us and I'll pop them across to Leanne. I'm not sure if I should be flicking or doing circles. Now Leanne has started the shirt, she's flicking on the shirt. Does that make sense, Leanne?
On the skirt.
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, so I'm flicking on the skirt because I want to get movement and flow. When I come to do the t-shirt, I will use circles because it's body hugging, and so there's no movement and flow. I'll just be sculpting it. So anything where there would be a flow that would move if the wind blew, use flicking. So if the wind blew, she might have a Marilyn Monroe moment here, Joe.
Right.
Which is why I use flicking on the skirt, because there needs to be movement and flow. That's the rule of thumb I use. Of course, you know, if you did the flicking on her t-shirt, it wouldn't matter at all, honestly. It would be fine. But that's what I like to do. I like to, I always think, would it move in the wind? So for instance, the dog fur. If the wind blew, then the dog's fur would move. And if your wind blows, your hair moves. Does that make sense?
I just thought I'd give myself a little bit of warmth on the cheek, and it just looks like someone scribbled on it now. It looks got a bit Aunt Sally, isn't it? As you said it might.
Yeah.
I am blaming you though, Leanne. You did give me
good
this pen, so...
Well, yeah, it's my fault. Do you blame me, Pet? That's fine. I think it's looking very good though, because that's your first... And do you know what it is, right, Joe? That is a tricky thing to do, because it's a big thing. So when you first start colouring, you want to start with little small images like this Annabelle Spenceley stamp, because it's not too intimidating. So it's a nice, easy place to start.
Right.
Where if you start with something really big, it can be tricky to get all of that colouring in the right place. I'll not fib. So yes, do start with something small. Now look at the movement that we've managed to get in her skirt from just a very flat stamp. You can see now the undulations and the folds in there, and that was just by flicking in the lines and then filling in the colours. Now I'm going to do her t-shirt, and actually I'm going to use my Classique markers. I've been across the studio and I've raided them because I wanted to show you that you can mix the two together. So, you know, if you've just got a few colours of your Illustrator, if you're just getting the starter kit, which is where those purples were from that I've just used, and you've got other markers at home, of course, you can use them together. There's nothing wrong with that at all because they all play together very nicely. And so you can just add a couple to your collection while you practice, you know, maybe on the hair, on a skirt. Use your other markers to colour in the other bits that you're filling in. It doesn't matter because it's an alcohol marker at the end of the day and you're still going to get that beautiful result. It's just with a different marker. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. It really does. I have gone in. I think I might have. I've definitely lost a pen. Oh, I found it. It's over here. I've gone in. I've sort of gone over in a bit of a darker tone to give myself, try and even it out. I don't know what. I feel like maybe less is more.
Oh no, actually, no, that's not bad.
Does it look better?
That looks a lot better.
I need to get that white bit sorted out there and there.
Have you got FS7 over there?
Yes, I have linen. Yeah. Shall I go over with that?
I think you can have a go at FS7 just to smooth out some skin tones.
Okay, I do struggle with an uneven skin tone anyway, so I mean, it's accurate. I feel like my nose is. Oh no, actually, yeah, I'm alright with that. I'm not too sad about it.
Yeah, no, it's looking really good. So you see, what I've got here is those 3 flesh colours from the starter collection again. So they're the colours that you've been using for your face and what I used for Mother Nature. So I've just got a nice layer of the first colour down there. I'm going to do our little hands at the same time. I might do our legs as well, actually.
40%, Leanne, of the big collection has gone. It is really busy. I think we predicted that we thought the starter collection would be the one that you would go for. However, we were wrong. It really is the big one that you're going for. Remember, you've got incredible value. When you subtract the cost of all the extras, which are all great extra bits that you definitely come back and get anyway, £126 or $230 is a true cost of the pens. That's £1.31 in the UK or $2.39 if you are in the US. Remember, you can all use your club discount as well. Platinum members in the UK, you would spend £144 on these. In the US, $240 is what would be your cost. And I know so many of you, of course, are platinum members. So definitely grab these while they're on this amazing deal. Right, I'm going to tackle the eyes. I feel like that's the bit that is missing. I feel like this is going to...
Well, this is going to make it or break it, Joe.
Yeah.
No pressure. So I've just gone all over with my lightest skin tone. I've just put a little bit of shade in with the middle tone there. You can see I'm starting to get lovely rounded dimension to her face now. And then this is the darkest shade. This is the FS8. This is the one that scared you a little bit, Joe.
Right.
But look, if you just use it in small amounts around the hairline, that's how you get the face to get all of that lovely dimension. Did you see there? It really just makes the face become rounded and beautifully shaded by just using it around the darker perimeters in small amounts.
I'm happy with that, Leanne. As my first attempt at using Illustrator markers.
Yes.
What do you think? Look, now the eyes are in.
See, don't the eyes?
I've just got to sort that. I've got to sort that little bit of white space out, haven't I? Around
and
I
think,
fix my chin.
Can I just have some acknowledgement, please, that I've picked the right eye colour?
You did. It was definitely the correct eye colour.
Thank you. Now you see, I'm using my lightest colour now into my preserved highlight, and I'm just bringing that out. And look, I've got that lovely, rounded, beautiful shine on her little face there. It looks glorious. And I'm just going to put her a little bit of blush in. So we're going to go with a rose blush. She's going to have a little bit of a pinky blush to her. I have got some amazing samples of these as well over here. Some other examples of Annabelle Spenceley to show you when I've coloured this
Fantastic. Yeah, they're very busy, those Annabelle Spenceley
I'm not surprised.
stamps.
Now look, I've just done her little chisel of a cheek in the same way as I did Mother Nature. She's going to get a nice little, she's going to have a periwinkle eye, Joe. And so I'm just going in with a little bit of that periwinkle there. She's got a lovely little blue eye, look. Just a dot, not a lot, not too much. Now, to do her hair, I think her shoes need to match her t-shirt. I'm all about the matchy. So she's got some, I want some shoes that colour, in fact, actually. I might take this stamp out when I'm allowed to go shoe shopping and find myself some shoes that exact colour. Now, I'm going to do exactly the same with her hair as we did for her skirt. So I'm going to start with my darkest colour and just get in where I want the flicks to be. So I'm going to have some flicks here. Right, I'm just getting that angle right, using my board. There she is. Just getting some flicks in the direction, using the darkest colour of where I want the texture in her hair. There we go, you can see that.
Really beautiful. Very busy on that project board as well, I should let you know, Leanne, that swivelly board. You're saying you're not going to give it back, is that right?
Yeah, well, shh, don't tell anybody. That's a secret, because when they start looking for it, I'll have it.
It's brand new as well. We only launched it last week. It did actually sell out. We worked very, very hard to get it back in stock for you, and it's going exactly the same way again. So if you want it, absolutely now would be the day to grab it and get stocked up on it, I would say.
And so, yeah, I mean, honestly, this has revolutionised my flicking ability. I love it. I love the fact that I can just do that and have my image that I'm working on at any angle without having to move the image. It really is, it's fantastic. So you'll continue doing that with your flicky hair in exactly the same way as I did her dress, and you will end up with something as gorgeous as this. Now, how lovely is that? And just to show you some other things you can do with these stamps, I've got some lovely examples here of all of the different characters and the different ways you can colour them, and they really are absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm hearing Born to Shop, there she is, that's me, she's in the lead. How gorgeous is she? I love this one. The little girl on the swing. Let your dreams take flight. I think we all need a little bit of that right now. Oh, amazing shaker. Let your dreams take flight there. This is the little, look at the difference. Look here, I've got 3 to show you. This is why I love rubber stamps. Look at this. So we've got her, and her, 3 friends, 3 entirely different hair colours and dresses, 3 entirely different looks, each of them gorgeous. A lovely 1950s vintage lady. We've got a fantastic redhead, and then we've got a modern miss there in the middle. Absolutely brilliant. And you can even do them pastel if you want to. Look at that. 5 different examples, all of the same stamp. Every single one looks different. Just depends on the colours you colour it and the way you frame it. That is why rubber stamps are amazing.
Very, very busy there on the Annabelle Spencer's. $21.55 if you want to go for all 6 of them, or $30.19. Right, now with all of the great discounts we're bringing here at Crafters TV, you can, of course, use your Club Inspire discount with it. Oh, here is Sarah to take you through the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now, on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
I'm going to need a high chair soon. All of this fabulous product that we've got out on the show today is sort of hid behind it all back here. I just really wanted to share with you again this paper handler because it is very, very busy over on the website. It is A4. It is limited stock now. So if you want it, you will need to be quick for it. £5.99, £7.49. It's really great. It's durable. You can get loads in there. But then when you're ready, you just pop this up. And you can just take it around using the handles, which is fantastic. Now, don't forget about the free gift. Everyone that's spending over £30 or $30 is going to get the free gift, which is our aqua tint. Our aqua markers, which is here. I always get so confused between aqua tint, aqua blend, and aqua marker. These are our watercolor markers. They work very differently to the Illustrators. You wouldn't use them together, but they are beautiful if you want to do some watercoloring. $12.99 is what they should be on their own, or $25.95, totally free of charge today, which is fantastic. Right, that starter kit is really, really busy. Now remember, within the starter kit, what you're getting, of course, is your 36-piece essential collection within there. So you're going to get all of them. $74.99 is your price, or $119.95. Very, very busy there for that one, over 30% off. Right, the one though that is the champion of this show, I think it's fair to say, is the big collection, because what you're getting is you're getting 4 of our 12-piece markers, then you're getting 8 of the 6-piece. Basically, you're getting 96 markers in total. It's every single pen that we have in the range of our Illustrator markers, and they are fantastic. I think it's fair to say Illustrator is like the top of the tree. It is like the most amazing artist quality that you're getting in there. So £180 or $300 is what you're looking at. Now, everyone gets free postage and packaging or free shipping and handling on that. So that's fantastic. That's something you don't need to worry about. If you're a platinum, well, everyone pays £1.31 or $2.39 per marker, which is amazing value for money. However, if you are platinum in the UK, you'll be paying £144 for these, which is sensational value for money. Platinum members in the US will pay $240 for these, which again, amazing value for money. Right, the Molly Harrison stamps. We have here for you, $48.95 to get you 7 of these. Can I count today? Yeah, that is 7. Or $73. Again, everyone will get that free gift there, which is fantastic. Really beautiful, very detailed, great to use with a whole host of different colouring mediums. Now we've got the colour blend pencils on the show, and I, for one, was certainly one of those people, and I thought a pen and a pencil, you'd use the two together. It sounds like lunacy. It really isn't. They work beautifully together. Over $100, $104.85 in the US means free shipping and handling. $74.97. Don't forget as well, any last questions or comments that you've got in this show, you can absolutely get them to me over on Facebook. Also, remember there's a craft vault coming up at the end of the show, so I'm going to start to get that ready in a few minutes. Remember also that you still can send us photos. It's not too late. studio@craftscompanion.co.uk. What I would also say as well is I will, if you want to send me I'll show you mine. I'm going to leave mine now, and I'm finished with it, I've decided. I can't get it off. Hang on, here we go. I finished it. I'm quite happy with it.
I think it's great.
I mean, that's right. It has got a big red smudge here though, where I took the wrong pen off. My what is it? My Allen streak is a bit darker now. I don't know. I've done that in a different colour, clearly. But you know, it's just a metaphor for life. Life isn't perfect, and neither is this portrait of me. So that's just the way it is. If you want to send them to me, like actually send me the physical one that you've coloured in, I would love and adore that. I'm going to go straight after the show and pop the address for the office or for HQ on my Facebook page. I'm pretty sure loads of you know it already, or will be able to find it very easily on the website. Yeah, imagine if I post the wrong address and that someone ended up just getting a load of coloured in ones of those. They'd be slightly alarmed, wouldn't they? Right, I'm going to hand you back to Leanne because I know she's got more to share with you. I'm going to get myself ready for the craft vault, if that's right, Leanne.
Of course it is, absolutely. So what I've started doing is just colouring in one of these amazing Molly Harrison stamps, which are absolutely exquisite. So I've just done her skin tone there, and I've got that in shaded and beautifully. You can see I have a lovely light and shade, and I've used those 3 colours from the starter collection. But what I want to do is show you how you can use more than one colour of marker to overlay and get a lovely transition between different colours. So I'm going to use a golden yellow, I'm going to use a coral, I think, and a pink. And we'll see what other colours take my fancy as we go along for her wings. So I'm just going to rotate this board a little bit, and again, amazing having this rotating board, because for this technique I'm about to do, it will be exceptional. And what I'm going to do is get some colour on her wings. It would actually, a nice purple and blue would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's try that. Maybe I'm going to go with my TB, or a purple and a blue and a pink. Let's go TB1 and PP4 for now. We're going to try lots of different colours basically. So first of all, let's go with the blue. So I'm going to flick in from there, out to the wing, out into the main space there. So from where the wing joins her back, you see I'm using the flicking technique that we used for hair, that we used for the little doggy, and I'm just using it in a softer way. So I've got a deep colour here at the wing, and I've got a much lighter colour, which you can see from a much lighter colour evening out into the main wing there. So really, really beautiful and soft. Now what I'm going to do is just change my marker colour. So I'm changing over to the lovely pink, rotating her around, and now what I'm going to do in the opposite direction is flick back with the pink over the blue. Now what will happen is, where my two colours overlap, I'll get a lovely ombre transition that you can't achieve without a brush nib. It's very, very difficult to do this with a regular alcohol marker if it doesn't have a brush tip. And so you see I've actually got two entirely different colours looking like they're seamlessly blending on that beautiful wing with that lovely corally pink and that blue. And to accentuate that, oh, this board, everybody just buy the board. So just please get the board, you won't regret it. I'm getting the blue and I'm going back and I'm just transitioning a little bit more into that beautiful corally pink. And then what happens is I get this lovely kind of grey-y blue in the middle where the two colours are overlapping, and I'm getting that beautiful transition on the wing. And you can just continue to do this the whole way across. It really is gorgeous. It's just, and simple, very simple to do. You see, all I'm doing is I'm rotating my board. I'm going from one direction with the blue and the other direction with the pink, doing my flicking, and I'm keeping the flicking soft, so I've actually got an angle on my brush because I want soft transition rather than definite flicks, if that makes sense. So I don't want hair or fur, I just want soft movement, and that's when I've done the flicking and angled my brush tip. And you can see that we're keeping that lovely transition there, which comes together beautifully, doesn't it? Really lovely. Now, if I wanted to also just get a little bit of extra on the tips, I'm getting transition blue through coral through blue again. I'll pick up my brush marker and I'll do the flicking again into that pink, but from the tip of the wing. And I love this. Looks amazing when it comes to florals as well, to get that lovely, real botanical movement in the petals that you're getting dimension on. I mean, it's amazing for fairy wings like this. Brilliant if you've got butterfly stamps. Absolutely exquisite. And you see here, I can even go over where I had solid coral. I can even just take my blue, give that a little flick over there, and it just gets that lovely little bit of shade, that lovely grey. And look how I'm getting all of this kind of iridescence and ombre happening, and this real kind of ethereal glow and bloom to these wings, this exquisite stamps, by just overlaying a couple of colours, and colours that you would not have usually thought that you would have used together. You can see with that lovely blue and coral there, doesn't it just look truly, truly exquisite? I really love doing this, and you will, when you get these stamps home, when you get these markers home and you start doing this yourself, you will be able to get these amazing results, and you'll be so happy with what you're able to achieve, and you'll be absolutely blown away by the quality of it, because, you know, it's unbelievable that we're able to achieve this really effortlessly by just flicking those colours. I mean, how glorious does that look with that real ethereal movement between
beautiful.
those two colours? Do you love it?
Yeah, I really think it's quite fantastic, and the ombre is amazing. Mary's asking, what's the difference between the Illustrators and the tri-blends?
Okay, so the difference between Illustrators and tri-blends is Illustrator has one colour in the entire marker, and it has a very fine bullet tip and this beautiful brush nip, which is allowing us to get this beautiful ethereal look on the wings of the fairy, the lovely fur, the hair, the little dog, all of that. Tri-blend has 3 different colours in one marker, and you have 3 nibs the same, 3 bullet nibs, which are not as fine as the fine nib in the Illustrator. Tri-blend is fantastic for a new starter because the 3 colours you need to get a beautiful smooth blend are already in the marker. You just use those 3 colours, you get the light to dark shade, looks glorious. Illustrator is a next step on from those, where you've got this lovely soft flicking motion that I've been using in hair and fur and in these fairy wings. So same ink, same colour, just a different application method. And with tri-blend you get 3 different colours in one marker, where with Classic and Illustrator, 1 colour, 1 marker.
Fabulous.
Now the fine, very fine bullet tip is fantastic when it comes to designs like this, because you can see we've got the hair there, not the hair, is that a hair? No, it's the ends of her fairy wings, oh my word, and they're coming into these real tiny little delicate wisps, and it would be impossible to be able to get the colour in those wisps if you didn't have a really lovely fine blend on a marker there. It really is gorgeous, isn't it? Now I just want to do, I'm not going to finish doing her wing because you've seen how easy that is. I just actually want to show you quickly with another colour down here. I've got my gold and my pink. How am I doing for time with this, guys?
Oh, you've got loads of time, don't you worry.
And so I'm just going to do, obviously if you were doing this real at home, you wouldn't be, well you might want to. I would probably do her wing all the same colour, but I want to show you the difference in the colour change, just using 2 different colours, but the same technique. So I've got here this lovely golden yellow, and you see I am using the same technique I used when I did the blue and the coral, but I've just flicked in that lovely, oh wow, that lovely gold colour there. I'm now with this pink going to come back and do exactly the same as I did with the coral and flick out, but with a much brighter colour, flick out into the gold, and you'll get a very similar result, just much deeper and vibrant, more impactful result. But you can still, even with the darker colours, use the same technique, Jo. I'm just flicking this in.
I can see that you just really want to. I can see why at home, Leanne, people do this for just hours and hours and hours and get totally lost in it.
Very therapeutic.
It's kind of difficult to colour and like try to engage the rest of your brain at the same time, isn't it? Which is kind of why I guess it is quite so cathartic and why people love it so much.
It is very mindful. You do get very lost in what you're doing, which isn't a bad thing. And you know that, I mean, I know this is a kind of a bold statement to make, but I just find this with colouring and in general, but I just find the worries of the world disappear for me. Anything that is bothering me, that's taking up too much of my mental capacity, that I'm worrying about or thinking about a lot, I just stop thinking about those things when I start to do my colouring, because it is just very mindful and very therapeutic, and you do, you know, with these beautiful results you can achieve, you really just do get lost in it. It's amazing. And obviously I'm not making any medical claims, of course. It's just
Are you not a doctor?
I'm not a doctor.
Oh, all this time I thought you were. What's the Craft Clinic all about?
I'm not even a doctor of the heart, honestly. Of course.
The Law Court, Leanne, you're a doctor and a lawyer, apparently.
Yes, I mean, well, that is true. When it comes to misusing product, I make all of the bold claims when it comes to that, because I'm the judge in my old law court. But when it comes to this, you know, this kind of therapeutic claim that I'm making here. It's just obviously what I find, but I know a lot of you do find the same thing. And look at the difference, just using the bold colours that I've used here to the lovely pastel colours, but a similar effect, just a different look and feel. And so you can vary your colours as much as you like when you do this. And what I've got is this lovely gold through a kind of deep peach into the dark pink at the ends. It just looks completely and utterly glorious, doesn't it? It really does.
2/3 of that rotating design board have gone, by the way, Leanne. So you need to be quick for that if you want it. We have less than 100 to go round now. So very, very busy on that. I don't know when we can get them back after this as well. I think we're going to have them manufactured. So and it's got to come from Tiffany. So definitely grab it whilst we have it. And then the 12x12 one is out of stock. That one is on its way back into stock again too. One of those things though, you said, Leanne, that you don't think you could live without once you've started using it.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I'm late to the party. I wonder what, and I can't understand why I'm so late to the party with it, but I am completely and utterly late to the party. I didn't know I needed this until I used it today. Now,
we could get you like a little swivel box, maybe. I'm thinking.
Oh, well, wouldn't that be fantastic?
But you could have loads of different projects on the go, and you could just swivel from one project round to the next one. We could just wheel you about.
Yes, please, just make that happen. Just please, somebody make it happen, because I've got my little step. But if I had my little swivel box, oh my word, that would be amazing. I would honestly, there'd be no living with me, Joe. There would be, and if it had wheels on and a rope, and you could just pull me around as well, and so therefore there was zero effort required on my behalf. I'd be in my element.
Janet in Singapore is asking, can we do the flicking technique with the tri-blend markers?
You can flick, but you get because it's a bullet nib, you don't get the lovely soft feathering and tapering that you get with your Illustrator. So you'll just get a much firmer tick, for want of a better word.
Rather than you don't have a tick, not a flick.
Yes, to get the lovely soft feathering that you can see me achieving here with these two colours. And now applying the same colour to her outfit as a wing. I mean, I wish I hadn't done that now. I'm going to do this at home.
Maxine says, crikey, I was so I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but it's really made me laugh. Crikey, I was so relaxed watching Leanne that I nodded off.
Well, I am going to take that as a compliment.
On a normal show, we'd say no, probably not a compliment. But on a colouring show, actually, yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
I'm okay with that, because this is exactly what I was saying about it being mindful, wasn't I? You know, when I'm saying it's just such a lovely, mindful thing, you can absolutely nod right off. I'm okay with that.
Remember as well, everyone that spends over £30 or $30 today, you'll get a free gift. A third of your free gift has gone. We did have a lot of these today, and you will get some sort of colour variation as well, but a lot of the aqua markers have gone. These different to your Illustrators completely. You wouldn't use these two together, would you? But this would be a little separate project that you did.
Completely separate project, a completely separate project. I'm going to grab my colour blend pencils now, because I'm going to show you how you can use your colour blends to do some more enhancing on your coloured work.
Fantastic. And now the colour blend pencils are available for you on the show today. You've got 4 for 3, I believe, on the colour blend pencils, which is fantastic. So you've got the primaries, the naturals, the florals, and you've got the essentials as well. $74.97 or $104.85. So you've got 3 for the price of 4, which is fantastic. Is that the whole collection there for 4 tins with that one, Leanne?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is. Sorry, Joe, I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry.
I said, is it the whole collection of the colour blends?
Yes, it is the whole collection.
Fantastic.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was so engrossed in grabbing an image, getting me pencils, grabbing all the stuff that I need. You were like white noise in the background, Joe.
Thanks.
I wasn't really listening to you. Sorry.
I've been called many things, but never white noise.
Sorry, not sorry.
Janet says, thank you so much for explaining it. Leanne is a doctor of colour with Spectrum Noir.
Bless
talking about the free gift, it says colours will vary. They will vary, Anne. You will get 6 though. You'll get 6 of our fabulous markers, whether it is the brights or the essentials or the primaries. I don't know which one it will be, but a third of the stock has gone on that one. Carol says, which colours are in the aqua markers free gift? It will be, colours will vary, so you'll just get a lucky dip of which one that you get. It could be any one of them, but the thing is, the good thing is you're not having to pay for them, which is brilliant, as long as you're spending over £30 or $30, which is fantastic. So definitely grab those. The colour blends are very busy. Also, the big collection of the illustrators is really, really busy now. Details on your screen for that, £180 or $300, a third of that. In fact, almost 40% now has gone, which doesn't sound like a lot considering it's towards the end of this show. However, tens of thousands of you watch these shows back after they've been aired, so it really is an awfully busy show. Right, how are you getting on with your colour blends over there, Leanne?
I mean, I've got a disaster going on over
Okay,
here.
it does look like you've been burgled, to be fair.
I mean, I've just got things piled up all over the place, but there's so much I want to show you. I'm just going to forget that it's a complete and utter mess, pretend like it's a craft room at home, and who cares? So what I've got here is the colour blend pencils, and I just want to show you with my befores and afters here why a colour blend pencil is so incredibly important. So this is the before. This is alcohol marker colouring, and it's beautiful, and this is done with Illustrator, but it gets to a point with alcohol where, because it's a transparent dye, you cannot add any more colour. That is it. It's as good as it's going to get. When it gets to that point, if you really want it to be more, if you really want a bit more woo to your image,
and more what?
That woo.
Okay, that's I could do that more. I could do some more of that in my life generally, to be honest.
That's when you add your colour blend pencil.
Whoa.
And look how it leaps from the page, leaps. And if I show you this butterfly here, Illustrator, colour blend on top, it just gives you a little bit of subtle depth, dimension.
Do you know that's what it is? What's it called? What's the opposite to depth? So you know depth is where it gives you the impression that it's gone further backwards, doesn't it?
Yes.
What's the opposite where it gives it the impression of coming forward, further forward?
Well, I think it is depth.
Oh, it is depth?
I think it's just all depth, because
Forward
you get that
depth or
light
back
and shade.
depth?
Well, no, because it pushes it back, it brings it forward.
Right.
So the fact that you're giving it depth brings forward.
Because it kind of feels like the alcohol markers bring it forward and make it pop out of the page.
Well, it's light, it's highlight.
that's what it would be in the highlight.
Yes,
and then
it's the light and the
pencil gives it the
pushes
depth.
it back. So it's the light and shade, Joe.
Fabulous.
Yes, absolutely. And you can see we've got the same there with that as well. Right, so how do we apply that over the top of our alcohol markers? Well, I have grabbed a Molly Harrison sample, coloured in with alcohol markers by one of our amazing design team, and I'm just going to add a little bit of accent to this now and start to bring this out with my colour blend pencils. I've got 2 examples that I can show you really quickly. So now, because this is in lovely greens and turquoises, a colour that would bring this out more is a complementary colour. So a complementary colour here would be a purple or a blue. So I'm just looking through all of my pencil tins that I've got spread all over the place. Here's a nice purple, and I'm looking for a lovely deep purple. That's what I want, lovely. Now, the reason I'm saying a purple or a blue is for 2 reasons. A purple, because this is on the opposite side of the colour wheel. So it's an opposing colour, and that's going to work really well. And blue, because it's complementary, and so it's in the same side of the colour wheel, which will also help you give that dimension. So let's go with the purple first, and I'll show you how that will look. And all you do is you add little bits of the colour in the area you want that extra. I'll get my head out the way, sorry. In that extra colour there. So we start to add in the colour blend pencil, so you can see that there. And then what I do is I take my paper stump and my blending solution, which is on the website, and I emulsify that colour and bring that out into the first layer of alcohol colouring. And the beautiful ethereal soft look you get, look at that. I'm going to bring this up for you to see. Look how beautiful and soft that is. Just starts to give that extra little bit of depth and dimension. It's truly beautiful, where we get that lovely, like I was doing with the wings earlier, where you get that lovely ombre and movement, and just difference in colour. That kind of iridescence is the word I'm looking for, but it really does give that depth as well, Joe, exactly as you were saying, where we've got those different colours. And now that little fishtail looks so much different to it did before. It really, really does. And that's a tiny little bit of pencil we've added there. Now, if I make the same treatment on the scales of her tail here, what I would do with this is with the blue, is I would just in one corner of every scale add a little bit of blue.
That's really good. Scale of the tail is like a good understanding of why the English language is so difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
So scale of the tail could mean like the fish scales on her tail, or it could mean the size of the story.
That's very true. That is, I mean, the English language is very complicated.
It's pretty bonkers, isn't it?
It is pretty bonkers, you're quite right. Now look at how the dimension starts to come immediately by just adding that in. And it's because we couldn't get any more tiny detail in there with alcohol marker, but we have been able to add that in with that colour blend pencil over the top. It really does look lovely. Finally, I just want to show you her skin, because you can also do this on skin. So I've got a really nice skin colour here, and I'm just going to clean my paper stump so that I don't contaminate her with blue or purple. So
nothing wrong, nothing worse than a mucky stump.
Nope, you definitely don't want a mucky stump. And so I've got this fabulous flesh tone going on here, but if I just want to intensify that and get a little bit more dimension on her, look at this, on her tummy coming in to accentuate the depth at the side. So I'm giving her an hourglass. I was going to say a figure of 8. It's not a figure of 8. It's an hourglass.
I think I've got a figure of 8 going on.
I'll tell you what I've got.
After lockdown.
I've got a beer keg going on, honestly. I've just got a barrel going on, Joe. There's no 6-packs in our house at the moment.
Don't see the light, though. I don't see how we're going to get away from eating all the food and getting back to some sort of exercise and diet regime. I love that our producer, Laura's like, yeah, I know. I mean, Laura's run like 50 miles in the last 2 weeks and there's nothing of her. 47.5 miles in 10 days. So I love that Laura's trying to empathise with us.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I know.
But you know, if a gust of wind came along, it would blow her over, honestly. I mean, seriously. She's like a drink of water dressed up. But she works for it, so fair play to her. Fair play to her. I mean, I work for... But having said that, Joe, I put equal effort into what I have. Just a different effort.
Absolutely.
And that's food. Where Laura does exercise. Now, you see, I've just added a little bit of that colour there, and what we've got when I pick that up, look at how much more of a shine we've got on that texture on her skin. So it's can be a very subtle effect. The most impactful one, I think, is this on the little tail down here. And you can just continue to do that on whatever image you have. I've got one here, and I just want to show you. Have I got time to show you this, or am I not?
You can go for it.
Because I'm just chin wagging now. I'm having a nice time. If you want to just get some real subtle texture in, I'm doing this similar action you had with your Illustrator look with the pencil. I'm flicking and I start to get this beautiful iridescence coming through on the wings. Very easy to achieve. And then just with your blending solution, you can soften that out. It intensifies the colour, but gives you that beautiful iridescence in there as well. So your colour blend pencils will work brilliantly with all of your markers for you to be able to achieve these really impressive befores and afters that you've seen me show you before, especially this with the butterfly. And this is what I've done with the butterfly. It's just on a larger scale where you can see there's the one before. Now here he is here. This is what I was doing on her tail, with the same colours, with the blues and purples that you can see there, but just on a larger scale. And that's what you're going to be able to do with your pencils at home. Just give that extra little bit of colour, lift, iridescence, depth and dimension. It's beautiful.
It really is gorgeous. You're only paying for 3 of those. We're sending you 4, which is fantastic as well. Right, I want to recap everything you've seen on the show so far before we dive into the craft vault. The starter kit is getting very, very busy. 36 pens. You're only paying for the pens here, and we're giving you the rest, which is fantastic. You get the storage, the paper. You're going to get that beautiful stamp there, Mother Nature, and that ink pad too. However, far and away the busiest by far There's 4 times as many people going for this one as there are going for the starter kit, to give you an idea of just how busy it is. £180 or $300. Platinum members, you'll pay £144 here, or in the US, you'll pay $240. The cost per market is incredible when you think about the quality that you're getting. These will work beautifully alongside your tri-blends, alongside your classics, so there really is room in every craft room for these. You're getting the pen storage included. You get 2 lots in this one. You get the cardstock. You're also getting, of course, the paper, and you're getting the stamp, and you're getting the ink pad. That was the one I couldn't remember then. I don't know why suddenly the word for ink pad just left my brain there. Right, we've got those colour blends for you. $74.97 or $104.85 gets you both of those, which is fantastic. So you buy 3, you get 1 free of charge, which is lovely. We've also got the Molly Harrison stamps for you. These photopolymer stamps, always so busy whenever we bring these to you. $48.95 if you're in the UK, $73 if you are stateside. The Annabelle Spenceleys, really busy on these. You guys love these. These get more and more popular every time we bring these to you. $21.55 is a great price to get 6 very trendy, very modern stamp sets, or $30.19 if you're in the US. Also incredibly busy, less than 100 of the rotating design board now available, £15.99 or $19.99 if you want to go for that one. We of course now we're going to ask you, Leanne, about the board again. Oh, she loves it. Honestly, we can't shut her up about this board.
I mean, I just think everybody has to get it, because it's so fantastic that you've got this full 360-degree rotation on it, for any colouring and for any project actually. Because I find when I'm even just making a card, let's just pick a card in here. I mean, this is a brilliant colour blend on it with vellum, but actually just to position that bow, I have to tie bows upside down. I can't tie them facing me because the ends go in the wrong way. I don't know why. So if I was going to tie a bow, I would do that. Tie my bow, the ends are in the right way, my card's back facing me. It is just whatever your little quirk is, whatever it is that you want to do, it just makes it incredibly simple. And the ball bearing, the mechanism in here, I mean, look, that's 1 finger. And that is, I mean, that's just magic. And you can have that facing you whichever way. And the fact that you get this big clip so you keep your project nice and still, it's just genius. It is a piece of genius kit that is going up my jumper and home with me.
Right, lovely to spend the day with you, Leanne. I'll see you on Monday. Oh, we've got something really special Monday, haven't we?
Monday, I'm so excited, Joe.
It's going to be great. Right, for now, though, we'll see Leanne on Monday. I think it's time to journey into the craft vault. Oh yes, the craft vault, time for some amazing deals. Half price on everything today for you in the craft vault. So we're going to start off with, we've got some embossing folders for you on the show. Now this is fantastic. And on here, of course, this is what it will emboss for you. £1.99 to get a Christmas embossing folder. Shut the front door and hang your wreath out. £1.99, $3.97 to get that. Amazing value there if you want to go for that one. Right, we also have some stamps for you on the show. Now these are our, this one is the Merry Christmas one that you've got just here. £2.99. Have we lost our mind with these prices today? How have I managed to do this? Christmas is what you've got here, of course, and it's a great time. We're in the midst of our Christmas event, don't forget. $3.97 if you are in the US, if you want to get that one. We've also got for you some cut and emboss items for you. Now this one here is the Christmas Angel, and that is what you're going to be able to create using that, which is fantastic. If you want to get this one, £6.49 or $7.47 if you want to grab that one. Now I've got some dies for you as well in the craft vault. These ones are Festive Words, number 2. And in here you've got Holiday Cheer, Happy Holiday, Noel, Peace, Ho Ho Ho, Merry and Bright. All of those beautiful sentiment dies coming your way for $7.49 or $10.49, which is fantastic. Now we've got some Chloe items for you. Now these are fantastic. Maybe if you really struggle with bows, you don't need to anymore. You can actually make your own, because what you can do is you've got the stamps there, which you stamp out the bow image. Less than 100 of these I'm hearing to go round. You stamp out the bow image. Oh, sorry, less than 50 actually. If you stamp out the bow image, then you use the die to cut it out, and that is what you get. Also, layer them up. Think about enameling these with your embossing powders. They would look absolutely gorgeous. $5.99 or $9.97 if you want to get that one. Got another cut and emboss folder for you. It's the Christmas Eve one this time. £6.49 to get a cut and emboss folder. Absolutely ridiculous value for money is what you're looking at right there. $7.49 if you're in the US. Over half of that one has gone. Right, we've got more stamps for you. This one here is your. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Even though it's June, it's Christmas because it's Christmas in June, of course, here at Crafter's Companion. £2.99 as well. Amazing value. So you could have got then 2 lots of these, because we had the other one as well, didn't we? The Merry Christmas. It's like less than £6. Incredible. Right, the next one we've got for you is some of our. We've got one of them has gone. One sold out before the show was taken off. We've got this one here is your stamp and die. This is your baubles stamp and die. These are super cute. This is what it die cuts out and stamps out for you, and then that is what you're going to be able to make with it. It really is very, very pretty. $3.99 or $5.97 if you want to go for that one. And then finally, one more that we have for you. This one here is Sparkle and Snowfall, which is gorgeous, and that is what you're going to be able to produce with that. There are 15 of these left. Extremely limited stock on that one. £3.49 or $4.97. Right, that was a craft vault. This was Colour Me Happy. It was an absolute pleasure and a joy to be here with you this Friday morning. Don't forget though, normally Friday's done now. Oh no, not no more. We are cock a hoop. The Craft House is going to be happening this afternoon. I'll be back with Craig. I know loads of you have been missing Craig. He's going to be joining us live from Spennymoor here to Newton Aycliffe. I mean, it's like, I feel like we're making broadcasting history, linking up these two towns that are, a few miles apart. But join myself and Craig for some foiling. We're back here in about 3 hours' time. If I don't see you later today, I'm sure I'll catch you over the weekend. I'll be here with the best of tomorrow. I'll be here with Second Chance Sunday on Sunday, and then we kick off another brand new week back here at 11 a.m. For a masterclass with Leanne on Monday. So whenever I see you, I hope it's soon. Take care.